Hello everybody, this is your main man Keith here from Keith Plays PS4 927. Happy Friday morning to all my awesome viewers on this awesome channel. Today, we are in episode 4 of our NBA 2K23 Road to the NBA Finals series for the Minnesota Timberwolves series. And we are already in game 4 of the first round playoffs against the Utah Jazz. So if we win this episode, we will advance on to the next round and we send the Utah Jazz home and they will not advance. So I'm thinking maybe the Denver Nuggets, LA Lakers, LA Clippers, or possibly the Memphis Grizzlies will be our next round opponent. So for the Eastern Conference, one team has made the semifinals and they are the New York Knicks. If we make it to the finals, our projected opponent will probably be the Cleveland Cavaliers. So without further ado, we will see you guys. We'll actually show you the uniforms first, then we'll see you guys in Salt Lake City, Utah. All right, so for the Minnesota Timberwolves, they will be wearing their gray with neon green statement uniforms. And for the Utah Jazz, they are going to be wearing their same exact uniforms like they did last episode when they actually first wore them when Karl Malone and John Stockton were the stars of the team. So without further ado, we'll see you guys at tip-off. All right, so now it is tip-off time here at Vivid Smart Home Arena, and the Utah Jazz win the tip-off. So Gobert actually picks up that steal, and he's going to get 2 points in for the Minnesota Timberwolves. So he had 80 points last episode. I forgot to mention it before we started this game. And Walker Kessler gets 2 points in. So he had an outstanding performance, 80 points at his former home court in Utah, but now he's going to knock down a three, and it is already 5-2 here in Salt Lake City. So now Colin Sexton, former Cleveland Cavaliers star, going to pass it over to Lauri Markkanen, and Lauri Markkanen is going to pass it over to Sexton, and then Jordan Clarkson, will he actually knock down the three? The answer is a no. But Karl-Anthony Towns, he got some game. He's going to pass it over to Gobert. And will this be considered 2 points? Yes, it is. So he scored the first 7 points of this game. So now he's going to try to make a steal. I'm going to pass it over to Anthony Edwards. So now Anthony Edwards, will he in fact knock this three down? Or it wasn't Anthony Edwards. Yeah, it might have been. Or Mike Conley. So now Jordan Clarkson gets a three for Utah. So now I'm just going to pass it over to Gobert, and we get this one in for two. Now it's 12-5, and I like some Jordan Clarkson here and there. But now he's going to dribble, going to pass it over to Colin Sexton, over to Lauri Markkanen. So now Lauri Markkanen is in fact going to try to pass it over to Colin Sexton. And now Colin Sexton, he is going to try to get a layup in, and Utah makes that offensive rebound. So going to pass it over to Rudy Gobert, and it's now 14-7. So Utah wants to get a win in this playoff series, which 11 points for a hot start today. 5 for 5 for Gobert. So now Timberwolves will take that timeout. All right, so now I got Rudy Gobert on the court, and we got 17 seconds left. I am thinking about drilling a three, and it's now 14.8 seconds left. Colin Sexton with possession, 26-9 is the score, and they're going to pass it over, and they missed that. So now I'm going to pass it over to Gobert, and it's now going to be 28-9. So with 0.2 seconds left, this is going to definitely end the first quarter here in Salt Lake City. So now Gobert's on a pretty good run. for the second time on the road in a Timberwolves uniform. I'll explain more in the second quarter. All right, so Rudy Gobert had 25 points in this first quarter, and the Timberwolves, they've had 7 points off of turnovers, 10 fast break points, and it's already 30-9 here in Salt Lake City. So now Gobert has been a really important player throughout this first round, I'd have to tell you, because he had 80 points last episode in his return to Salt Lake City, Utah. And I had checked earlier of who made that three. It actually was Anthony Edwards. So Gobert, I'm thinking about using AE again. So now 9 seconds left on the shot clock. We got to get this in before it expires. So now we're at 33-11. So now Colin Sexton got possession, and I think Sexton will not get it in. So now Gobert has been putting up the rebounds for this Timberwolves team, and he's been on a fire start. Now it's 35-11, 29 points, 3 rebounds, and only 75% in field goals. So that's not too bad. Or 75 and 3-point field goals. And the Timberwolves are going to take another timeout. All right, so it's now 35-13. So we got Karl-Anthony Towns on the court for the Minnesota T-Wolves, and it's now 37-13. He gets his first points of the game, 94% for the Timberwolves and 46% in field goal for the Utah Jazz. And now Kelly Olynyk, who was a member of the 2020 Finals Heat team that inevitably lost to the Los Angeles Lakers, made that dunk. So now Karl-Anthony Towns makes that three happen. It is now 40-15. So now Colin Sexton has possession of the basketball. So he, I think, lost it there for a moment, but then he still had picked it back up. So now he's going to pass it over to Jordan Clarkson, and he's going to get it in. So it's now 40-17. And we got Conley. We're going to pass it over to Anthony Edwards. And it's already now 42-17 with a minute 47 left to go in this first half. I mean, this has been, I'd have to say, a pretty slow start in the first quarter. But now Clarkson attempts that. No good at all. So now I got Karl-Anthony Towns on my mind right now. And KAT gets it in. Now it's 44-17. So now 7 points for Karl-Anthony Towns. He had 20 last episode, 60 points less than his teammate Gobert. So now I wonder where he is. I'm thinking about just drilling a three to extend it to 47. Now it's 47-17. And Colin Sexton, we haven't been making as much threes, which is a surpriser because we usually make a lot of threes. And now we get it in for 3 again. So it's now 50-17. So now Colin Sexton, he's going to pass it over to Jordan Clarkson. And Clarkson will actually get that assist. So it's now 50-19. And I'm going to pass it over to Karl-Anthony Towns. We're going to get this one in for 2. Now it's 52-19 as of right now. But now Colin Sexton is going to pass it over to Lauren Marketing. Thought it was blocked there for a moment, but it really wasn't. So now they're going to pass it all around, use some marketing. And now 23.8 seconds left. And I think the T-Wolves will be up 52-21 since we missed that three. And Clarkson's going to make that dunk. And I don't think we're going to take any more timeouts till the second half, supposedly. So now I'm going to use Karl-Anthony Towns, going to knock down a three. And it's now 55-23 with 5.7 seconds left. And they're going to try to fire a three. And it is halftime here in Vivint Smart Home Arena. 55-23 is the score. So the Wolves are up by 32 points. All right, so now Rudy Gobert has 29 points already in this first half. And now Karl-Anthony Towns tries to get a layup in, but Olynyk has a shooting foul. And I can't believe we're already 10 minutes and 23 seconds into this episode. And now we get it in for both. Now it's 57-23. So now Colin Sexton going to pass it over to Jordan Clarkson. And now Lauri Markkanen is going to pass it over just about everywhere. And now Walker Kessler gets that rebound in. So it's now going to be 57-25. So I'm going to think about using Anthony Edwards here for just a moment. And he only made 1 3 in this first half. And the Timberwolves are going to knock down yet another 3. It is now 60-25. And Jordan Clarkson misses that. Towns with that rebound. And it is now 62-25 here in Salt Lake City, Utah. So 22 points today, 4 from mid-range. And Karl-Anthony Towns is going to make a steal. And we haven't had a single dunk for the Timberwolves in this whole game as of yet. I mean, it's very rare. It's very rare for me to win games in NBA 2K23 without a dunk. I mean, that is too uncommon to begin with, because every game would typically, or most would have 1 dunk. So now Walker Kessler has a foul, so Gobert is going to go to the free throw line, and he's going to get that one in for 2. Now it is 67-27. So now Jordan Clarkson and the Utah Jazz lose the basketball. Gobert picks it up, and Gobert is going to get a layup in the paint. So it's now 69-27, 34 points today, and I think he might have been responsible for 32. I think that's why they have the little line dot or whatever it's called. And now Jordan Clarkson, he's going to pass it over and missed that. McDaniels with the rebound, going to pass it over to Gobert, and McDaniels will pick up that rebound. Now it's 71-27 here in Salt Lake City, Utah. And Clarkson going to pass it over to Walker Kessler. Kessler gets it in. And now I'm going to pass it over to Gobert. Gobert gets it in. It is good. So it's now 73-29. Minute 25 left in the third. Now Sexton to Markkanen gets it in. So now I'm going to use some Rudy Gobert while I'm at it. So now Gobert is going to get this one in. Now it's 75-31. And Gobert has 40 points and Olynyk has 14 points. So they're both leading scorers for both teams. So now Walker Kessler is going to make another dunk happen. And now with 55.2 seconds left, I think we're just going to step back, pull a 3, and it's now 78-33. And Gobert has 43 points already, 19 for 20 from field goals. So now Jordan Clarkson, he has got possession of it. He's going to pass it over to Colin Sexton. And Colin Sexton's going to pass it over. And I thought we were going to get blocked there for a moment. But now they get the dunk there. And now 32 seconds left. We're going to knock this 3 down no matter what. And it is now 81-35. And now Sexton going to pass it over to Markkanen. And we're going to pass it over to Gobert. And 18 and a half seconds left.
46-point lead. Gobert has been dominating for most of this game already. I think he's probably going to wind up being player of the game for the Minnesota Timberwolves. So now I got Gobert, 6.9 seconds left. 46-point lead for Gobert. Gonna pass it over, and end of third quarter. So we'll see you guys in the fourth.
All right, so now we're already in the fourth quarter. 50 points for Rudy Gobert. Make that 52 actually. And he has 7 from mid-range, so 87 points for the Timberwolves right now. And we only got 13 more to go until we get that hundo. So now Taurean Prince is going to pass it over to Naz Reid. And I think Reid is going to knock down that 3 from downtown. And it's now 90-41. So now Talen Horton-Tucker going to pass it over. And Horton-Tucker will get the assist. So Udaka, forget his last name now, but it is pretty long. So now Rudy Gobert, he's going to knock down a 3. And it's now 93-43. So it's now about 3 minutes left in this fourth quarter already. 3 minutes to go. They're just going to pass it around like Rudy Gay and such. So now Rudy Gay going to pass it over. And they got some perfect timing right there. And now we're going to pass it over, use some Gobert. Make that 95-43. So it's now 57 points and 14 in the paint for Rudy Gobert today. So just another outstanding performance here in Salt Lake City, Utah. And now they're just dribbling the basketball. Gonna step back. Misses that. And it's already now going to be 98-43 with 2 minutes left. And I think we're probably going to take a timeout once we hit 100 or a little break. Once we hit that hundo. So now we're going to pass it all around, use some Gobert, and we will get 100 points team-wise scored. So we're up by 57. All right, Rudy Gobert is going to be your player of the game for the Minnesota Timberwolves. I will explain after the game, but we got less than a minute left in this whole entire game because it's just been a fast-pacing one right from the get-go. So now we're going to step back, going to try to knock down a 3. We're almost at an 80-point differential. We just knocked down a 3. So if we get 2 points, we'll be a little over 80, at least 81 points. So now Timberwolves have been playing quite a bit of, had a lot of rebounding defense amongst themselves today. And the main contributor was the one and only Rudy Gobert. So now the Utah Jazz are 27 seconds away from being eliminated from playoffs, but they're trying to play as much basketball as they can, really. But now I'm going to pass it over to Gobert. And we got 15 seconds left. It is now a 77-point differential. We're actually going to make it an 80-point differential. So it's now 125-45. So now they're just going to dribble around. And I think with 4 seconds left, I think they're just going to dribble it. And the Utah Jazz will not advance to the next round of NBA playoffs. So now Timberwolves will advance, and we will explain the numbers here, and we will show you who we will face in the next round. All right, Rudy Gobert, 68 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals. No dunks by any Timberwolves player today. That's an off factor, and he did have 1 offensive rebound, so that was pretty good for Gobert, he was the player of the game. Karl-Anthony Towns, 39 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 steals on the day. Anthony Edwards, 13 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist, and 1 steal. Naz Reid, he had 3 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, and 1 steal. So we've been doing pretty well in rebounding, both not only defensively but offensively too. We're moving on to Utah, by the way. 14 points for Kelly Olynyk, 2 dunks there. Walker Kessler had 3 dunks for Utah, 12 points in all. Lauri Markkanen had 2 dunks with 8 points. Jordan Clarkson, 5 points, 8 assists, and 1 dunk. So this will end it here in Salt Lake City, Utah. We will show you who we will face in the next round. All right, so the next round, we will face off against the Denver Nuggets. So, and also next round, the Lakers and the Grizzlies will be facing off. So, I wonder who we will probably face if we win against Denver in the semifinals to reach the Western Conference Finals. I mean, it would be interesting to see the Lakers again, but I've never seen the Grizzlies in our series. So, without a further ado, I am signing off. We'll see you guys next episode.